Hi guys, this is Miss Mindy. I am subbing for Miss Karen this week or today and Wednesday while she is hopefully having a wonderful vacation. I will admit this is my first Facebook Live, so I hope I don't screw it up too badly. And hopefully some of you guys are on there. I don't even know. But another admission, when Miss Karen sent me an email and asked me if I would do this with her, for her, sub for her while she was on vacation, my first thought was, I don't wanna. I am busy. I have a job. I have kids. I have a dog to walk. I have a whole lot of Netflix to catch up on because my kids are at the grandparents this week. So, there's a lot of Netflix and chill this week, and it was a pretty busy schedule. And so it took me a couple days to get back to work because I kept thinking, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I got stuff to do. But it wasn't just Miss Karen asking, it was God too. And well, God doesn't really take no for an answer. He's like, knock, knock, knock. I asked you to do this. You're going to say yes. So I kept getting that feeling inside of, I should. I mean, really, Netflix can wait. I've seen anything good on there anyway. And I'll just walk the dog later. And like I said, kids are with the grandparents, can't even use them as an excuse. So here I am. And it made me think of another story of a time when God didn't take no for an answer. And that I'm going to read to you today. And it's a story of Jonah and the whale, or Jonah and the big fish, because it doesn't actually say it's a whale, but I don't think it really matters. And I'm borrowing my daughter's, let me get this in here, Bible, because there's just gorgeous pictures in it. And so, one of the messages in the story, like I've already said, is don't disobey God. Like, if he wants you to do something, just do it. He doesn't take no for an answer. And another message from the story is God loves everyone, even our enemies. You would find this in the book of Jonah, chapters 1 through 4. Jonah and the big fish. Go to Nevaeh. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but like lots of things in the Bible, you do your best. So go to Nevaeh. God said to Jonah, tell the people there that if they do not stop their cruelty, I will destroy the city. Jonah hated the people of Nevaeh because they were the enemies of Israel. Their people, Jonah's people, did not get along. And another thing, Nevaeh was like 800 miles away. And Jonah couldn't just hop on a bus or a car or a plane to get there. It'd be horses and camels, and it would take him weeks and weeks, if not months, to get there. So to go for that long, and I've only ridden a horse for a short period of time. I've never ridden a camel. I can't imagine it's all that comfortable. So being on one for weeks or months to do something I'm scared to do, I don't want to do, nah, no thanks, not for me. And that's what Jonah was saying. Nah, not going to do it. He didn't want the people of Nevaeh to be saved, so he jumped into a boat to sail for a faraway country. But God sent a storm. Huge waves crashed over the boat, and it was about to sink. Jonah knew it was because he had tried to run from God. Like I said, God doesn't take no for an answer. So Jonah manned up. He told the other guys in the boat to throw him overboard. He said, throw me over, and the storm will stop. And those guys were a little freaked out because, I don't know, asking someone to throw you overboard, like that would kind of freak me out if I was supposed to do that. I would think God would be pretty mad at me. So they said a prayer. They prayed to God to forgive them and don't hold it against them that they were throwing him overboard. So they did. Down plunged Jonah into the cold, dark water. Jonah was just about to drown when God sent a huge fish to swallow him up. From Deep inside the fish, Jonah thanked God for saving him. He was in that fish for 3 days. Now, I've obviously never been inside a fish. I have smelled a lot of fish. I've eaten a lot of fish. Fish gets pretty stinky. I would imagine being inside a fish. Granted, it's not rotten fish, but still, I imagine it doesn't smell good. And I'd be a little freaked out. And I don't know if I'd be thanking God at that point or if I'd be like really angry at God and kind of saying, what in the world is going on? I don't know. But Jonah thanked God for saving him. And then the fish let out a huge burp and burped Jonah onto the beach. Go to Nineveh, God said again. This time, Jonah went. He had learned his lesson. He went and he preached to the people of Nineveh, and they listened to him. They asked for forgiveness, and God did not destroy them. Now, you think this would make Jonah happy? Like, I did what you want. You see these people, you forgive them. Awesome. No. Jonah sat under a shady vine and said to God, God, the Ninevites are our enemies. How could you save them? So he did all this to save people he didn't want to save, and then God forgave them and saved them, and Jonah got mad. He was like, no, I don't like these people. They're mean. They hurt my people. Their people, my people. We don't get along. And you know what God said? God replied, they are your enemies, but they are my children too. That's a tough one sometimes of, I don't like these people. They're my enemies, but they're still God's children. So the bottom here is another great takeaway. Let me see. See if you can see it. Dear God, please help me to love my enemies. Now, I hope you guys don't have any enemies. But there's probably someone that you don't like that much. Someone who's kind of mean, that mean girl at the lunch table who won't let you sit there and tells you to go away and sit with someone else. The kids who knock your books off your desk or won't play with you or tell stories about you, the bullies. Sometimes your brother or sister, you're probably like, I don't like them. And it's important to remember that they are also God's children. God loves you. God also loves them. They are God's children. And it's important for us to love them as well and pray for them. Maybe help them out. Can't guarantee helping out the mean kid is going to make the kid suddenly be nice to you. It might. It might not. They might still be mean, but it'll make you feel better. And it'll help you remember, like, oh yeah, he or she also one of God's children, just like me. So I have a little craft for us to do today, and it is making a whale or a big fish, whatever you want to call it, to eat Jonah. And to do it, you need a cup and like a paper or plastic cup. I painted mine blue because it's supposed to be a big old fish. So you need a cup, you need a piece of string. First, you can paint yours blue if you want, or if you have a blue cup, cool. If not, who cares? Poke a little hole in the bottom of the cup. You thread your string through it. Easier said than done sometimes. Let me grab it in here. There we go. Then you want to tie a knot on the outside part just so it stays in place and doesn't fly off. This will be our whale. And you can put little googly eyes on them. I couldn't find any today, so I'm just going to draw an eyeball. I don't even know if you can see that, but I drew a goofy little eyeball on my fish. And then I cut out a whale tail. Tail for my whale. that I will glue on, or tape. You can glue. I'm using tape. So there is my very fancy whale. Now I need to make Jonah, because that's who the whale eats. There's lots of different ways you can make Jonah. I saw some ways where you make them on a balloon. You put you fill a balloon with like some sand or some flour to weight it down a little bit. I couldn't find a balloon. So using a fancy piece of paper and a binder clip. You can do this, you could use a paper clip, you could probably even wrap it in tape a bunch. Just needs to have enough weight on it, because if it's just paper, it would just kind of flop around. On my fancy paper, I'm going to draw Jonah. As you can see, I'm quite the amazing artist. So here's Jonah. My binder clip is on Jonah. And I'm going to tie it on. So now that Jonah is on the end of the string, now for the fun part, let's see if I can do it. I'm going to try to catch them. Flip them up, catch them in the cup. I did it once earlier today. Let's see if I have any luck now. Oh, so close. One more. Ah, I missed it. Hopefully, you guys have better luck than I do. And just use whatever junk you can find around your house to play with Jonah. I see I have a water bottle behind me. I bet you could even put like a hole in like the lid for a water bottle and draw Jonah on there. Like I said, it could be anything. Just have it have enough weight so that it can get up into there. That is what I have today. So remember, when God asks you to do something, say yes. When I first tried saying no, I just got that feeling of, I should do this. I did not get thrown overboard and swallowed by a fish. So that's good. And secondly, try to love your neighbor, or I'm sorry, not love your neighbors. You should do that too. Try to love your enemies. Even harder to do. And maybe just look for ways to help other people, even if they are sometimes mean to you. All right, I will be back on Wednesday. And on Wednesday, I am trying to plan a little game for us to play with an app called Kahoot. We'll see if I can get all the technology figured out. If not, I'll have something else fun for us. I'll see you guys later. Bye.